There we go. Yo, Ulu, how's it going? I must speak with Alphinaud on the southern shore of Loch Seld. Let me get back into the habit of streaming. I fell out of it a little bit after MagicCon. Forgive me, it was not my intention to draw up proceedings. I simply wished to have the lock in sight while I explain things. Prior to the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were yet dry ravines, and this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Scala, which rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era. From what we know of the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war, and its ruins remain to this day at the bottom of Loch Seld. It's my belief that the darkness beneath the palace mentioned by Theodoric's former scribe was not a reference to the prison, but a palace still further below, the ruins of Scala. I further surmise that the Mad King's unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there not simply out of a desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. Theodoric wanted to keep its ruins secure. You're saying they were meant to guard the Mad King's trove? Precisely. And since we know the court thaumaturge was involved, we can safely assume any entrance into the old city will have been magically concealed. Which would explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and the gods knows how many Alamegans never found a trace of the trove. We, however, have certain advantages, which they did not enjoy. Would you be so good as to swim down to the bottom of Loch Seld and search for an underwater route into the ruins? While you do that, Arnvald and I will seek out an ensorcelled portal within the palace. Shift space, shift control, shift alt this. There we go. You know, it's really convenient that there's no fighting in the underwater sections. Otherwise, they'd have to, like, animate in time. Like, very convenient they don't have to animate, all these fighting animations for, like, sharks or whatever. Here we go. Foundations, press on, find out where it goes. When a worn stone door standing temptingly ajar, it would appear that you found an entrance to the subterranean ruins. Alphinaud. We searched the prison beneath the palace and found a teleportation portal concealed by enchantments. The markings indicate that it leads to an underground cavern. What news on your end? You believe it leads into the ruins? Then I dare say we'll be able to meet within. Go on ahead through the door. By the way, I took the liberty of calling on a friend for help. I guarantee she's both dependable and discreet. We'll see you soon. The drowned city of Scala is now accessible. Would you like to, hop on with me? Me and my 8 other friends who also know how to breathe underwater. Hey, Orion, how's it going? Oh, let's not. I'm curious who the person that Alphinaud hired is. Is it just Alice? Gotta love how my chocobo also can breathe underwater. Oh, there's an arm. Each of the 5 types? Might it just be 3? Tank, DPS, healer? Oh. There's a down here, too. Okay. Oh, you just can't enter the city proper of Alamika? I finally got my alt to Mechanist. Got it to level 50, he can now wield a gun. He is ready to save Eorzea with the power of friendship and the gun he found. Can I like, I wanna, okay. I wanna... Ah, dang. I wanted to, like, stand on top of the pillar. Assassin's Creed style. Yeah, I would totally love to be hunting with Alpha, specifically. That would be fun slice of life adventures. It's his average wait time, less than 5 minutes, and it's been 6.5. And I'm a healer. Nobody else is here with me. I will say, this area feels a lot less pretty than some of the others in the game. I don't know, it feels more... I get it's a battlefield. But a bit more, like, barren. Like... What's over here? Does the map actually go over here? There we go. What? I'm digging this music. This. Um, 15 seconds, cooldown, 30. kill the orb? Do we have to kill an orb? Orbs. We're good. Oh, face. I really like this. A lot of yellow. So many dudes attacking our guy. What do they got? They got. Oh, they don't have this. I like how this whole gang here is like kitted out to go on an adventure, and I'm just here chilling in vacation clothes. You know, just ready for Dawn Trail. Oh, I know this Digimon. Daijou. Transformation? Brute justice? Oh. Aha. Fear me. I'm sorry, there was a cat? There was a cat inside the subservient? There was a cat in there? Cat! Cat! The treasure! Buried treasures! I was clicking, was not doing a thing. I don't know. When they're surprised, they do the cat thing. Of like, meow. Yes, it is in fact how Fred says treasure. I mean, that's the same with like Shaggy lost his original voice actor for a bit, right? But for the most part, it's also been the same thing. I still need to watch Mystery Inc. Oh. It was a person. Hold you up. Roderick or Poison Tongue. Oh no! Oh no, he cast Disrupt Forum. I need to heal myself. Can I get a... soil? Back up. Don't get my gang in the crosshairs. Okay. Oh, you're supposed to not look at each other. Okay. Asuna. Coil up. like this positioning puzzle that it puts us on. Oh, shit. Oh, I can't carry more log and tones of athletics. I gotta go do that thing. And we were also here. Who are you? Oh, wait. You're familiar, but I forget who you are.
Twould appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
How are we getting this shit out of the dungeon? Do you have a portable hole? You're a fair share. I fear, you ended up bearing the bulk of the burden as usual. You truly led the way with your adventuring prowess, my friend. Your help, I reckon we'd still be fumbling about in the dark. I'm glad I called you. I must say, I'm still reeling at the sight of that mountain of riches. What? Like how you reeled at the sight of your that floating specter, you mean? Wish you could have seen the look on your own face, Alphinaud. Must we dwell on such momentary lapses? We found the Mad King's trove, that's all that matters. It is a thing, like, normally it's like, aha, you got scared by a ghost. But like, Alphinaud's been up against scarier shit than ghosts. All jesting aside, we must tell people the good news, and I think Lise should be the first. Seconded, she's bound to be delighted. If I'm no longer needed, then I shall take my leave. Yeah, who are you, Jamovda? Don't let us keep you. Thanks again, and say hello to Vama for me. Who... Oliver Alamios Lise sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? Who was that? Who was that woman, Alphinaud? Also, let me double check that I've got it. Yeah, I've got all that. Good. Though... Not Kugane. Where's Ralger's Reach? Here we go. buy shop trader? They all just say trader. I can trade in my tomestones here, right? Progress reach Tombstone Ender. Just south of the Peaks exit. Oh, but I was in the right spot. Is this gear exchange? Okay. Yeah, I got 2K. Insufficient items? What do you mean? Oh, no, you want to get... Okay, other way around. There you are, Tombstone. I literally just missed you. I walked right past you. Using samurai techniques to concentrate the ether in the sheath and put the sword away between attacks to recharge at the gulp out his magic device. Let's see. Insane, just like Garlean's having no magic. Okay. Okay, so we'll go with the coat. Okay. Okay. Now that we've done that, because I forgot to do that. very pleased with yourselves. What have you been up to? I'm glad you asked, Lisa. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like the answer. Joking. The Mad King's Trove. I thought it was a myth. So did plenty of people, but they didn't have missing an Alphinaud in their party. Credit for finding it should really go to them. As for what to do with it all, I vote that goes towards alleviating the suffering of Alamigo's poor. Gods, if there's as much as you say. Harnval did not exaggerate, I assure you. We could not hope to carry even a fraction of it out on our own. I've taken the liberty of sketching out a rough map of the ruins. If you assemble a squad of your most trusted freedom fighters, you should be able to follow the route to where the treasure lies. Understood. Make sure every coin's accounted for, and that goes for the spending of it as well. Thank you. There's one other thing. When the time comes to draw up a plan for distributing the spoils, I would ask that you consult Alphinaud. I don't have a head for the details. I'm not educated. I see that simply handing out sacks of gil won't solve everything, but I couldn't rightly tell you what to do instead. I know the feeling. I'd welcome any advice you could give us, Alphinaud. Of course, I shall be at your disposal. Commander, we've got a problem. Deep breaths. Tell me what's happened. The mobs gathered outside the headquarters, and they started making demands. You best come see for yourself.
Step back, all of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on?
Who?
Someone let slip about Fedora.
Oh, yeah! Cordola.
It's true then!
Sharingan lady.
The bitch really is in there! I knew it! I bloody knew it! We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down!
I mean, to be fair, she did murder a lot of people.
Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
She has a point.
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about.
Hey, Rogan.
Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance. But we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth. Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, It is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
Go back.
I know you're right, I do. But I can't.
My thanks, Fraulein. Listening to their anger, I could feel myself being swept away. 'Tis a difficult tide to stem. 'Twas that same rage which brought us to our feet and carried us to victory. Now that the war's over, all that unspent fury is being channeled into vengeance. Aye, and it's not just here. We've reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperated with the Garleans. It starts with insults most often. Someone picks up a stone. Some industrious souls even thought to seek out the graves of Xenos and his officers. It was grim. I want to build a country where everyone, regardless of race or origin, can live side by side in peace, but maybe the time isn't right. Maybe people just aren't ready. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try. The representatives will be here soon, and I'll be damned if I'm going to give up before I've even begun. Who are these representatives, exactly? Village elders, refugee leaders, and the like. It wouldn't be right for us to dictate our nation's future on our own, so we planned a summit of sorts. You've been invited the Ananta and Kakiran to participate. Alamigo stands at a crossroads, and this meeting will decide its path, what path it takes. The matter of Fordola's sentence cannot be suffered to disrupt the proceedings. Let's execute her and be done with it. She herself asked to be put to death. Nago, I already explained why you wouldn't do that. Sending her to the gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? Should we round up everyone who collaborated? And everyone who didn't resist? There would be no one left! And then we'd be no better than Theodoric and Xenos. I mean, you'd be a little better. Just saying. Begging your pardon, but might I be allowed to speak with Fordola? I caught a glimpse of her past, a moment anyway, during the fight. She's done terrible things, unforgivable things, but in some ways she's a victim of the circumstances in which she was born, and that's something I can understand. Alright, so you get the prison guard when you're ready, and I'll come and join you. I want to talk to her too. I'll return to my other duties then. We've barely begun to investigate the facility where they gave Fordola her powers. Be fairly warned, friends. She will test you. Don't let her emotions color your judgment when she does.
Well, well, well. So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men! And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it! You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fadola. I see you for what you are.
Oh, cool. Plot headache.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right! Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Are her parents gonna have a murder done on them at this
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Oh, is this gonna be her Batman moment?
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
Fadola!
Traitors!
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of arms.
We're citizens. We have rights.
Ah!
I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive.
Traitors! Traitors!
You'd think the Imperial would step in, not because they want to protect them, but because they are like, there's a bunch of people here who say they don't like the Imperials. Like there's a bunch of guys here who are saying, "Gosh, we hate the Garlean Empire." You'd think they'd kill them for that.
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Vidola, please! You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods! What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
Including murdering you guys.
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes, wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay!
Oh, she gets plot headaches now. Oh, she having a plot headache about me!
much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
I bought this little flying pig off the market board, and anytime I feel sad, I just look at him, and then he fills me with joy, and then I'm good.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
Oh, cool! Measure of our Reach. Use the scroll for the Garlean, Territorial Anthem of Garabania, and Measure of our Reach. Yeah. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we've given Fordola something to think about at least. I found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, but the visions only come to me every now and then. The way Fordola kept wincing though, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who's born with the Echo and one who's been artificially imbued with it? Well, the Immortal Flames have been scouring that research facility ever since Liberation. There's a chance they might have some answer for us. General Alden's over there overseeing the investigation. Let's go pay him a visit, shall we? Is that why What's-His-Face was so evil? Xenos? Did giving himself the Echo drive him mad? Oh, is that the same science man? No, I killed the science man that we fought here. What science man is this? Different science man. Woman. Science woman. It's the large table. No, Lay does not exist. Okay. Seeing this facility, I'm reminded of what they did to Kryl. We received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I'm recording everything of interest. So with Fordola, I take it. Yes, as expected, she didn't say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arnvald noticed something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the Echo normally works. Have you found anything here or trying to explain why it's so different for her? I've been hard-pressed to just organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the Scion's expert assistance if you have the time to lend a hand. This bastard would fiddle with a man's very soul if it served their purpose. Nothing sacred with them, nothing. The device which Prowl is held seems even more ominous now that you know its purpose. The surrounding pods are marked Supply Subject, while this one bears the label Master Subject. Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I've been reporting everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain the aether of the occupant. Save that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. They needed Kryle because she has... Oh, these are bodies. Those are a lot of bodies. I didn't notice all the body. That's what these are, right? These are body bags? Are they? They seem a bit too... There's too many, like, clear points. Nope, no, I was right. They're 100% bodies. One of them a victim of these experiments. Few show any signs of external injury. From what we've been able to determine, they perished from forcible aether extraction. That's a miserable way to die. What is the Warrior-Light's trauma? Is there something that goes down in a realm reborn? I mean, we were framed for murder. I know a little less of science, so any light you can shed on this facility's operations would be much appreciated. Shall we start with you? Taken in combination with the testimonies of Kryle and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what Imperials were attempting here. The enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with aether siphoned from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Kryle, the patterns of her etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Kryle's echo? I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Kryle's possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engineered the same acute sensitivity in Fordola. The soldiers who guard Fordola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at her door night and day. She can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past. But you don't see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'd do to you. You'd never be the same again. Indeed. As you may recall, Ysael was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Hraesvelgur's past. Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. It explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. If the results of these experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald, they'll be not to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. I mean, they need a lot of people to murder for that. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of these god's-forsaken procedures. Fordola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting her wish, not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince the others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but it's not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, John. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. I go looking for answers about the Echo and I ended up getting schooled by Raoban. Yet, more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him and not me. General Alden's a veteran of countless campaigns, Lise. You cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that I couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize just how much we rely on its authority and how much I still have yet to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going through the trouble of winning it back, why do you not want to stay? 'Tis a quandary which countless refugees now face. To continue the life they built in Ul'dah or start again in the land of their birth. Moment. I'm newly returned from Ul'dah with a message from the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Okay. To be clear, Pippin, we are making sure there is not poison in the wine this time. Like, I will take a drink first. We agree that I drink first before the Sultana does. We'd all like to know about those future plans, Alphinaud, but not everyone's as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him missing. The question of how to put the mad treasure to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arnvold? And that's your beck and call. I should get back to my own tasks. I'll organize a squad to head down to the ruins and start preparing for a big meeting. Oh, send Nanimo my regards. And ours too, if you please. We shall join you on your return. Is this the first time? This is the first time I'm going to be talking to her since the whole murder plot happened. Look at this little guy. Little gremlin. Not a little guy. Anyway. Hello. Please don't get murdered this time.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Raoban and his future.
Well, that's exactly what Alphinaud wanted me to talk to you about.
All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Ul'dah home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure?
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing someone say that we go on an adventure with that she's like one of the
Wonderful.
NPC party members in a dungeon.
Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
This would be a lot more like heart-to-heart connecty if I had started in Ul'dah, because I know that's how Ul'dah begins. Is you encounter the Sultana in disguise. I had not realized that's how it happened when I was going when I was going on my ult. I did not realize the woman I was talking to was the Sultana. What do you think? What do you think of Lilira, the merchant's daughter? This is the disguise I don when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Sham would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that's why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met many people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Let's be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the Gate of Meld. Oh. Cool. I just need to... What is... Try disaster. Oh, I already put try disaster on here. Oh yeah, okay, it was just upgraded. Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor at the mercy of the elements and Thanaland's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but her streets overflow with people as it is. And unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, and 5 since the calamity, yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. My authority is limited, and that's an obstacle I must work to overcome. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air. Did I do the... No, I did not go in the... It was here in this holy and remarkable place that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interest in eastern Thanaland when an untimely rockslide clutched their carriage. To this day, it's not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Raban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even my parents' death were orchestrated by the Monetarists. We You could only have brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet were ever beyond our reach. Instead, I planned to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many good souls paid the price for my naivety. But I'm no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience. I will not be used as a pawn for the monitor's damnable games. Forgive my outbursts. You're one of the few people for whom I feel I can speak my mind. Let's return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. The moment I became the Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless document of signing and ceremonies. Parade of signing documents and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what it meant. Yet, one good thing did come from the ignominious chapter of my life during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raubon. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious injustice, and I demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another. My royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Raubon to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Raubon had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did, and when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Raubon's a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting in the Blood Sands, he amassed a fortune great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the Syndicate. And then I had my blade. Plot headache. He murdered 3
Your
people!
Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Shum. Raubon!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Ul'dah. And so, as tradition dictates, Raubon Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Ul'dah!
Yeah, he's got 2 whole arms! Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Gralbon, with the authority of his syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge which I could cut strings that, with which I could cut the strings that bound me. Yeah, because nobody... Okay, yeah, no, I'm seeing this. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan's sworn for long, and there are other places I would like to visit. To the Arzaneth Ossuary. Arzaneth Ossuary. Where is that? Oh, it's still here in Ul'dah. Okay. I mean, they are awfully chummy in public. Like, when you first meet them, like, she's riding on his shoulder and stuff. Like, they're very much, good friendos. The calamity threatened Ralbon, led the Alliance and forces into battle on the plains of Cartino, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that the Archon Louis Sois would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I've made a custom of visiting the shrine during each of my little excursions. Here, I seek the blessing of Thal, reflecting on my choices, and I ask myself if I'm fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You're rightly celebrated as a champion because you've led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe that the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I'm to be Sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I've chosen my path. With Alamigo now freed from Imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that progress, I made a small contribution to an artisan's school in Rhalgr's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it'll take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. The people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time, Ul'dah Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? I feel like that's the same as saying a member of the Syndicate, and I know we don't like the Syndicate. Wise suggestion. May I have a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of the few who pays refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with, Golbert Manderville? I thought the Syndicate was entirely potatoes. I know Manderville. Yes, don't you? Yes, we know Manderville. He's the most generous man, if something of an eccentric. Let's make our way to the landing, and I will see that word gets sent to the Gold Saucer. Goldberg should be only too glad to receive us. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. I've heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Goldbert will be expecting us. Let's head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. I thought that was Kirby for a second. It's a Moogle. Can I... No. Where are we going? Where are we going? It's over here. Please swear we're to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit and wait his coming? Yeah, haven't I met Manderville already? Yeah, I've seen him before. My apologies, Your Grace. I've kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Goldberg. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available on such short notice. When Sultana herself comes calling, there is no more important engagement. As the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. As you're aware, I am sure, many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their new liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me, or the matter of how it might best be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting, and your Grace's choice of companion, would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice for you is, stop. Taxing Uldah's wealth to save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition. Most emphatically, I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Uldah in this arrangement? Profit? After all you've done for Giribania's displaced, I thought you the very last person to seek the benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It's a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that it's not your that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. I wouldn't say it's unconditional charity. We must consider Uldah's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of your spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture a distant citizens of Alamigo, it's unlikely they'll apply to your generosity. Yeah, because they'd be assholes. Those people would be what we'd call assholes. Surely it's not your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill. Indeed. Then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Uldah. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship, and with the returning Alamigans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. You've given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. Profit. That never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivete will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Ordinarily, I do not trust any agent of the East Alderaan Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I hold him at meh esteem. I'm content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aetheryte in Uldah. A fair journey to you, and a swift one, if you please. I'd prefer to speak with what's-his-face Ninja Turtle Man. Turtle boy, turtle guy, he's a merchant, and I'm forgetting his name. Turtle guy, what saved us in Kugane? I think so, yes. I'd ask him, not Hancock, because I agree, Hancock's biased. He works for the trading company that a dude who was in part to the weird ploy to freaking pretend assassinate her is there. I don't know. So what do I with pleasure, or are you here on business? Beg your pardon. Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Ul'dah. My dear Missing, I have you to thank for this recognition, I'm sure, and I'm flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. Why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have had the master upon matter's profit? There's no soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, man whose morning exertions are said to fill his guardrobe with gold, because Lord Lolorito tried to cover up the fact that there was assassin. He like, yes, he saved her life, but he was also trying to avoid turning Ul'dah into a republic, and it's not great. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalan. The Waking Sands would seem a superbly neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Very well, may your dealings prove fruitful. I came all the way across the world. I came all the way across the world. Just to hear you say, go talk to my boss all the way on back where you came from. You're lucky I can teleport, you motherfucker. Pray return. Oh god, we're returning to the Waking Sands. I came all the way to Japan just to hear you tell me pray return to the Waking Sands. Where's Nanamo? There she is. Welcome back. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? With Lolorito? And you agreed to this? I'm well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetarist at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well. I'll meet with Lolorito. Let's go ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. Are we still on track to turn Ul'dah into a... We're already here. You teleported us here. God, Nanamo, you're great. This is where the Scions first congregated. I've heard many tales, but never had the occasion to visit. To work, then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
Oh, you motherfucker. I am not happy that we have to talk with this man. Got a little mask on.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Grin little shit. Yeah, I know.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I'm glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say, I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
I forget which one's which. There's the one that has the mine. I want to say it's Alagana. I think Alagana's the one with the mine. Which one has the mine? Alamigo mine. No, that's just pulling up the dungeon. Which city am I thinking of? I want to say Alagana? I think Alagiri is the one that's closer to... Alagana is a core. Okay, yeah, that one.
Yes, a quarry town certainly does carry the potential for profit. At least it would do were it situated anywhere near a lucrative market. It would cost more to transport the materials than they are worth, in my humble opinion.
Oh, it's one of those options where none of them are correct. Alagiri.
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Uldar and Alamigo, then Alagiri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that.
Clearly, Saltery, or clearly you want me to say the Saltery. Okay, game. Okay, game.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well-versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ons of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck, then.
I fear that it'll be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you. I could not have done it without you. Our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext on your return to Alamigo. That's Lise, right? Yes. My thanks again. Together, we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the people of Alamigo and Ul'dah both. Back, what did Nanamo, or, sorry, are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? Saravan says he's going to return to Ul'dah, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know, but I'm pleased to hear that she's committed to helping our refugees come home. Now, it's time to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Lolorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he's the very last person I would expect to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, Lise, assuming the interim government elects to accept Ul'dah's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Ul'dah to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lolorito too much control. Honestly, Alphinaud, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss the proposal with the Saltery's residents. Whiskar, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of this idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along with me? I might need you to fill in the details. And I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. Look, the teleporting across the planet is... Okay, again, as I mentioned, it does bother me a little bit how sometimes they just don't acknowledge that you can teleport. Like, they did acknowledge it now. I imagine she understands that you can. I still feel like I should have been able to teleport out of the whole assassination plot bullshit. Could have been like, aw man, Like, we spent enough time monologuing to each other where it's like I could have gotten through an entire teleportation cooldown in this monologue. Oh, should I have just teleported? Yeah. I just passed the thing. I was going to the Aetherite. What manner of mischief brings you youngins to Old Wat this time, eh? Want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad? Missing, tell him about the deal. Well, bugger me, we've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back how it was, but it sounds like it's about to change. There's one small wrinkle in your plan. He doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send us soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of that. Commander Hex has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'll assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate it, Whiskar, my lad. Truly I would. Does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've got some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Missing? Think you could cast your eye over a few local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? It's always any time then. See you by the lock. Wait for little Reader to show up and all these little time skip to talk details. We've definitely gone for much longer than intended. Yeah, probably. Oh shit, something flora and fauna. I don't think it matters story-wise. Right then, I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how I get on. Search your surroundings for yabbies. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Yabby. Yabby. Yabby? What am I supposed to be doing? Is the weak point... I'm supposed to find his weak point? Weak point claw? Weak point leg? Weak point tail? Weak point neck? Weak point belly? Where? How? Look, I don't care about where the weak point is. Look, you see a monster, you hit it until it dies. That's what you do. Sometimes there's an orange thing on the ground. You don't stand there. That's how you kill monsters. The jaw apparently very specific. Okay. His entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the inner side of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Just hit it as hard as you can. I was hoping there'd be more of a trick to it. Brute force it is. Look. Oh, we're actually just... I didn't think that would be a decision that mattered. Yeah, that's the way you do it. Okay, that still worked. Great. Yeah, look. None of that weak point bullshit, Whiskar. You hit it until it dies. That's all you need to do. That's how the Warrior of Light does it. Sometimes they stop being able to take damage, then you gotta look around, there's probably some other bullshit that's targetable that you gotta hit. But they're not a boss monster, so you're fine. As you told me in the week, and the Wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Let's find something else. I think I can handle the Yabbies now, so we should try something different. What's else out there? The Phobad. Yeah. Pinky finger? No. The eye. The Phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Phobad, how do I defeat one of those? Just hit it really, really hard. As hard as you can. Just as hard, absolutely as hard as you can. As they can. Well, Zipple's strategies are often the best. Yep, absolutely, Whiskar. Yep. You done good, kid. So busy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo, watching every move. But I got the job done. Thanks for the advice. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the Salter before Granddad starts to worry. I've been snipped to pieces and fed to a Yabby's hatchling. Nah, it worked perfectly. You know, if you believe in yourself hard enough, you have protagonist power. So you returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? I fought them myself. There's a bit of instruction we're missing here. Like, once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. You hit them very hard. Just hit them until they're dead. Good lad, a fine young man you've become, Whiskar. Fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. We need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Seems Whiskar has the Saltery security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With little work in the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, sir. The General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Do not feel obligated to wait around on my account. I'll remain here and hammer out the finer details with Wad and act as intermediary with our business partners in Ul'dah. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate of Al'Amigan Quarter. My apologies, sir. Very well. Okay, yes, I know I tell Bahamut to shoot lasers at them, but, like, you shoot lasers at them very hard until they die. This man comes here asking me about weak points, and I'm like, I don't know, lol, I just summon a dragon and he just shoots lasers at them.
Apologies for the wait.
Voice acted.
People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal. Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the Resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
You should just write down his mob quelling speech and post it outside the wall in the prison. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say execution's not the answer.
You would spare these animals? Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine.
I did.
In
I
any
mean, I
event,
was out here.
thank you for your honesty.
Fordola.
When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Al'Amigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Al'Amigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Ul'dah and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
On a new party where the whole game. I'm sure has there been any dungeon where you can party? I'm sure there is one at some point where you can party up with him, but I'm curious if there has been so far. I just didn't see because I haven't been using party members. Took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. That's settled. Arnvold, what news? You may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Viera. These are Kaliana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Lisa's trying to reason with them, but she may need help. The invitation was extended to all the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kaliana would refuse it out of hand. We'd best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. I've dealt with these Kaliana before. I'd have you at my side. Yep. Missing, Ravan. God, it's good to see you. The Slayer has come. We have forgotten how you sinned against Lady of Bliss, but we did not come to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Girabanya home. If this is truly your wish, you welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. I mean, like... So are we ignoring the fact that they're tempered? We're just... Because it's weird if we're just gonna be like... Yeah, we can just chat with tempered people. That's fine. Like, it's they actually it is something that we can overcome with words, and then just ignore the fact that we've just been murdering people up until this point because we're like, well, can't do anything about that. Die. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you wish to enter the palace, I must ask you first to surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. We have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. But I have the feeling we've welcomed a Viper into our midst. Dress up Raubon. Dress up Raubon? As opposed to wind up Raubon? Detachable arm optional? Detachable arm optional. I love that. The Kaliana's elder intention seems at odds with all we know of her tribe. What do you think? May even happen Thrall can learn to compromise? You believe understanding can be reached? Which is not entirely unheard of. I suppose those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard. Over the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions? I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamegan Quarter. You can go on ahead if you like. Thanks. See you at the palace. They summoned, what's her face? I already forget what she was called. Was it not? Sri Lakshmi, yeah. Sri Lakshmi, yeah, that one. Oh, I could have teleported, couldn't I? I could have teleported. It's right by the Aetheryte. Brought reinforcements. Arnvald told me the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Y'shtola and Thancred as well. We can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Kalyana tribe myself, but Alice's reports suggested that they shunned contact with other races, despised it, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, its apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one's expected to a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting's to be held in the throne room, which would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Y'shtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over the proceedings in the throne room. Understood. You join at General Alden inside then. Do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. Bubble? Bubble? When the Scion, sir, General Alden left orders that you are to be escorted inside. You'll follow me. Yeah, I really like the Kakirin.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kakern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Aww. I almost did a slash sit.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith.
Yeah.
You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
Hey, this is the time where we hit her in the face. No, why don't we punch her while she's doing the woo? At least you're right there, you know how to punch people.
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
Honestly, that's a lot of time. Like, she could have already done it in like the 10 seconds it took you to say that. You couldn't have done that earlier, Raubon.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvald to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
Fight without leaving our allies wide open. We can't stay on the back foot forever. Think like this, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light at my side. We can do this. Yeah! It's reflected his fate that Aether Sphere is releases during the battle. We warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by Aether Sphere will result in failure. Okay. Remember my teachings. Hit it very hard. Okay, this looked a lot cooler in the cutscene. Oh wait, I need a bunny. There we go. You got those? Damn it, Arnvald already going for the ones that I have. Got it. Okay. Ah, shit. There's so many orbs. Okay, let's just go to easy. I can't ponder that many orbs at once, okay? Also, why are you not a snake woman? You're like the snake goddess? You'd think that you'd be a snake woman.
From your hate.
I love hating. Please don't.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
Ah, Fordola. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Yeah! Get together. Yeah, we're fine. Click. Please? There. Okay. Cool. Cutscene over. I'm gonna summon a primal mound, don't worry. Give me 1 second. You need more than 3 to best the primal. Yeah, a party of like 6 at least. Active time maneuver. Ready? Excuse me, I have to go ponder orbs. Ponder. 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 Fordola should not be this close to me. Ow. Ow. Okay. Bahamut! There we go. We did the thing.
We did it! We beat her!
Another blood headache. At least you should be running. Like, you have no time to be dramatic, you should be running, people are dying.
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Seven hells. It's her, the Butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Well fought. That was a near thing. Aye, our stand against the Kalyan did something. We'd be enthralled for as surely as the centuries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security is my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... It's all my fault. My stupid mistake. Nay, lass, we were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyan and keeping their weapons springs to mind. Primal servants betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Y'shtola. We appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Oh, that the quest doesn't check off defeat Primal, it checks off speak with R involved, yes. That explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnford was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She just wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up in is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help the people let go of their old grievances and make peace with one another. And I'll hold thousands of meetings and talk with them till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. It is a long and arduous path you've chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured, I'll do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thanks, Alphinaud. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They are all a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I'll see you're not interrupted. You and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest, you've earned it.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave. Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo. I...
Smile for me, Raubahn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
That was really sweet.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
I love Nanamo.
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphinaud. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubahn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Also, he's rich, isn't he?
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
It's like, he earned a spot on the Syndicate, which means he's rich. He's like one of the richest people in Ul'dah.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raoban.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
I think it's about time I headed back to Rhalgr's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alisay will be eager to hear recent events, so I should join you if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Why don't you come along to the Reach as well once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Upon completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens leading to the Royal Menagerie attendant. Okay. Seems our roads come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. I've asked enough of you. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. Well, here we are again. It's always such a pleasure. Remember when you tried to kill me twice? Alphinaud's regale me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-beating betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Y'shtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kaliana. You say that again. This whole episode's reminded me just how far apart our kind still are. It looked like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day, but someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm them down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed. Violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say that we won't be putting the safety of our allies and the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have Resistance scouts keep track of the Kaliana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That'd be a question for the Resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups, and when Connor passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rhalgr's Reach. He just happened to be serving as Resistance spokesman at the time and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray, but that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming an army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raubon as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seas which we can so carefully sow have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises, and watch as Alamigo blooms. Cutscene. Oh, Gosetsu. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. There, the generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look so much like Jetsam. A woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. It is like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I'm alive and I must return to my master's side. Come, Suyu. We should find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. So does she just have a change of heart, or does she have amnesia? Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... Have you read the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Zeno's put to the sword. I do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head, regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun to rise up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Who are you? Man in white armor. I don't know if I've met you before. Anyway, it is... Oh, it's 12:30 already. I was like, oh, it's midnight. I should stop. It's past midnight. Let's see. Oh, people who are doing... Oh, he's not doing MSQ. Okay. We're gonna raid Quan 2-3. Let's see. If you're on YouTube, it's twitch.tv/Quan23. A raid message as you found the missing persons. Thank you for chilling. I might be live tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. It depends. I don't have a set schedule. Until next time, though, I'll be seeing you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me.